about the release of this new book, Your Hair is Your Crown.
Yeah.
This has been in the works for quite a long time. And so
Yeah.
I'm so excited that, yes, it's, okay, for some reason I'm getting feedback here. So
Uh-oh.
let me try to get this turned off.
I don't hear anything on my end.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you good. I didn't hear any feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna keep moving. So I'm so excited to be with you guys tonight. This book has been in process for quite a long time. And so we're really excited to be releasing this tonight to you guys. And we have someone special here who's going to be conducting the interview tonight. And I want to introduce to you Mr. Keno Greer. He is a two-time Stellar Award nominated radio personality from 102.3 Rejoice FM. He actually did our gala in 2018 and did a phenomenal job, and we're just excited to have him in our circle. So I have a question for you, Mr. Keno. What's it like to win a Stellar Award?
Oh no, I didn't. So I was nominated for Stellars twice, but I won an Emmy Award. I used to also work in TV, so I did win an Emmy Award, and that was like amazing. Something that I never thought would happen in my lifetime ever. So yeah, it was huge.
Wonderful. Well, that's an exciting accomplishment either way that it goes, and you're doing a phenomenal job, and we're just excited to have you in our circle.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to turn it over to you.
Okay.
And we're going to go from there.
Cool. Well, good evening, everybody. As Tamika said, my name is Keno. I do a show called Street Sermons on Rejoice 102.3. You can download our app. It's Rejoice 102 in your app store. And my show comes on every Friday night from 6 to 10 p.m. And I am so excited to be here this evening on such a momentous occasion. Congratulations, Tamika. Congratulations, Ashley. Like, this is huge. So here is your crown. What it's all about this evening. And of course, from the executive director of Styles for Kids. And like Tamika said, last, what was that? Tamika, was that? It was in the fall, right?
Right, 2018 of November.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a great time to host the gala that you had. And I love the mission that Styles for Kids it has, and we'll get into that a little bit more in just a minute, but I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this humongous day. It's all about your hair is your crown. So congratulations once again. Y'all give it up for Tamika. If you, in the comments, put some hearts, all of that good stuff. We need some love for Tamika and Ashley. They did a wonderful job. And the book is available everywhere right now, correct?
Correct. It's available right now everywhere, including on the Styles for Kids website.
Yes. Yep. So soft cover copies of Your Hair is Your Crown live online at all national bookstores and retailers today. That's US and Canada. And they can get autographed hardcover copies from stylesforkids.org, correct, Tamika?
I'm sorry, say that one more time, Keno.
I said they can get autographed hardcover copies from the website, right?
Correct. So they can only get hardcover copies through Styles for Kids. Okay. So as an indie author, you know, hardcover books are very expensive. So yeah, we have the soft cover that's available at our retailers. And if you want the hardcover, then that's available with a donation to Styles for Kids.
Okay, cool. Much and much deserved, because right now we're going to talk about Styles for Kids. I think that the work that you're doing with Styles for Kids is much needed. I think it's genius. I remember when I heard and I learned about it, I'm like, oh, this is necessary. Like, somebody should have been a long time ago. So for you to come out with Styles for Kids, and for you to be doing the work that you're doing, I commend you for that. We all commend you for that. And so for those that may not know, those that are tuning in either live or maybe they're watching this on a recording, can you just tell us about Styles for Kids, what it is, what you do? I think it's amazing.
Absolutely, I would love to. So Styles for Kids is an organization that provides hair care resources, services, and education for moms in the multicultural, biracial, transracial, adoptive, and foster care community for their kids who have textured hair. And we've been actually doing that now for over 10 years and making the difference in the lives of kids, not only in Chicago, but all over the United States. And now we're even touching families overseas. So it's just phenomenal to see the impact that we're having here in Chicago and in other places.
Yeah.
We have two programs. One program is designed for our kids, and it's called the Care and Confidence Program. And our Care and Confidence Program is designed to instill confidence to the kids through beautiful hairstyles that we create here in our salon. And then the Education and Resource Program is focused on the parents. We want to provide education and resources that's going to help them navigate through doing their own kids' hair. And I'm telling you, it's just been phenomenal. Do you know last year we helped 600 kids?
Wow.
And we helped 189 families. We had a goal of 200, but even in spite of coronavirus, because we are in interesting times, we served 189 families safely through our Education and Resource Program. So it's just been phenomenal to see the impact that we're having on the lives of the parents and kids in our community.
Yeah. Speaking of the impact, as you're talking, I'm sitting here thinking about the kids, and I'm thinking about you educating the parents. And what is the feedback like from the kids? Are they like, "Thank you, finally, my hair will be done right"? Like, like what is the feedback that you get from kids once?
Yes. Well, through the Education and Resource Program, it's interesting because a lot of the kids will come and they really have zero confidence in their parents' ability to do their hair. And then when they leave, they're either like, thumbs up. Like, we're making progress. So they really do like cheer their parents on. And it's so exciting to see that, and to see that bond even being created between parent and child. Right. And then here in our Education and Resource Program, and even in the program that we go into the group home and we help the kids who are in foster care there, it's just amazing to see. It's like a visual transformation. Mm-hmm. Like, they come in looking one way and when they leave, it's like the whole world has opened up to them. They're just a different person. Yeah. And just that a hairstyle can create that for a kid is just phenomenal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, once again, if you are just joining us, Ms. Kino, and I am from Rejoice 1023. Happy to be here tonight on this amazing online book release for Your Hair is Your Crown by Tamika Swint, illustrated by Ashley Bailey, who you see down at the bottom of your screen. And so we're just talking about the background of the book, first and foremost, which is the organization Styles for Kids. Now, Styles for Kids, what you've touched so many different families and kids, as you said. Is there like one story that that just sticks out in your head, one testimonial of something, of a child or a family that you impacted, that, you know, just goes with you or sticks with you, that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. I can share one story with you that's really recent, within the last year. I believe it was, no, she came summer before last. I'm sorry, things are a little hazy because of Corona. Yeah. But when she came, her mom had zero ability to manage her hair and the condition of her hair. was so poor that it actually took us almost 6 hours to work with her hair to get us to the place where it was just manageable.
Yeah.
And so when hair has been, badly damaged over a period of time, it takes time to restore the hair. So we just began this overhaul of working with her hair and trying to get it turned around. And actually, within 10 months of her coming consistently, or us working with her mom, I mean, her hair looks completely different, completely different. But most importantly, what we see here in this situation is that the bond between her and her mom, the relationship has totally been transformed.
Right.
And I mean, this is just one story,
Yeah.
but Keno, I can tell you, we see it over and over and over again, where now the family can focus on school and building a bond with their kids and all the day-to-day concerns that you have versus trying to fight over hair. And then most importantly, what we're doing for the child is that when they go outside of the house, they feel confident in how they look. And that makes a huge difference when you're in a family that already doesn't look like you.
Right.
And so this young lady, her picture actually is on our Instagram page, her and her mom, and you can visually see the transformation that has taken place in her life over the next 10 months. And she actually looks forward to coming here.
Yeah.
Not in the beginning. But now she really looks forward to coming here and getting her hair done. This is her hair time.
Right. That's what's up. So I have 3 daughters, right? And I have much zero ability. So I might need to come. I might need to come take one of your courses myself.
You know what? Our dads are stepping up, Keno. So you're gonna have to join the crowd.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get with it. Shoot.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely. So, okay, let's go ahead and talk about it. Your hair is your crown. Your book that you just released today with illustrations by Ashley Bailey. Talk about the background of this book. Where did it come from? And I guess let's start here. Your hair is your crown. A lot of us that come from our culture, we kind of may understand what that means, but for those that may not know exactly what that means, what does that mean?
Yeah, well, to me, what it means is that I know, and I might be like this because I'm a hairdresser, but usually the first thing that I look at when I look at someone, when you're talking to them, is you look at their hair.
Yeah.
So, and if the hair looks great, you really notice them. And so one of the reasons I say that your hair is your crown is because if your hair looks great, it enhances you. So it enhances your appearance. So it makes you stand out. And so in that way, it's your crown. It's the way that you present yourself to the world. And so people notice when your hair looks beautiful or it's gorgeous or it makes a statement. And so in that way, it becomes a crown that you're wearing on your head. So then when people see you, your hair is your crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what made you want to write a children's book, with that theme?
Yeah, well, for me, the last 10 years have been so personal to me. I've met so many kids and developed really good relationships with my clients. And on so many levels, it's been a joy just to be a part of their story. And I never would have met them if it wasn't for their hair, And so last year, well, and I knew that it was coming for some time. I stepped down from doing hairstyles for kids so I could focus on growing the organization and doing some of those things that we need to do in order to keep this organization in place and around to be able to serve kids for many, many years. And I wanted to produce something that would impact the kids that I've served over the years and to give them something that was really inspired by them. And so that is the reason why I wrote the book. And then the other part of that is I've always loved to write. It's a passion of mine besides hair, because hair is like my first passion. But
Yeah.
I've always loved to write. I've loved to journal. I mean, like it was my strongest subject in school. You know, I've wrote poetry. I've wrote short stories. I've always written.
Right.
And so this was my way of kind of bringing two passions that I have together into one masterpiece. And so I'm really, really excited about it because for me, it's a lifelong dream coming true.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Now, speaking of lifelong dream, on a kind of a personal level, did you ever kind of struggle with, the beauty of your hair and the significance of it and things like that? So I know that the book kind of speaks to that. So is that from a personal place, or is that maybe inspired from the kids that you serve?
Yes, it's both.
Okay.
Growing up, I did struggle with my hair, and especially because during the time that I was growing up, relaxers were like just becoming really, really popular for African Americans, and natural hair was not cool. And so I went through a lot. As a child, my mom trying to process my hair at home with what's called a box perm. Or kitty perm, which
Okay.
is no such thing, but that's another topic. Um, so I had a couple of incidences where, I got burned, by the over processing of the chemical. And then once my hair was relaxed, it just didn't seem to grow. And it affected how I felt about myself because I felt like, I had these two little ponytails that's like sticking up on all the pictures. They won't lay down. They like my hair is relaxed, but it still won't relax. So like
Right.
it's still sticking up. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, like, even when I look back at my pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what was my mother doing? So then eventually she styled my hair in these two cornrows going back. And I'm like, I hate this style because I look like a boy,
Right.
So I just went through all these different crazy stages, and then got to high school and then she's like, okay, now we're going to go back to growing the relaxer out. And then now I'm getting my hair straightened by this lady who was doing hair in her basement and she was burning me.
Right.
Like, all these horror stories about hair. But the bottom line is that it was a struggle for me. And it did affect how I felt about myself. And I talked with my mom a lot about it. I'm like, Mom, why can't my hair grow? Like, why can't my hair be long and pretty like my girlfriends,
Yeah.
Or even like, some of my white friends. To one of
Right.
my friends, she had beautiful, long, curly hair. I'm like, why my hair can't be like that, So we always want the hair that we don't have, right? And so, yes, it was a struggle for me. So I really have dealt with my clients from a place of compassion as well, because I understand what it's like for your hair not to look good and for you not to feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the motivating factors for me wanting to learn how to do hair, is so I could do my own hair.
Okay. That's awesome. Once again, if you're just joining us, my name is Kino from Rejoice 1023 in Chicago. And I'm, of course, here with Tamika Swint, author of Your Crown, and
So
the
excited.
illustrator, Ashley Bailey. And as you can see on your screen, the beautiful illustration there. So Ashley, I'm gonna pull you into the conversation at this point. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Amazing job. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get started as an artist?
Well, I've been doing art pretty much my entire life. I mean, my mother's an artist, my grandmother, um, pretty much a lot of my family, like we really just into a lot of talents. And so I got started with art at a young age, tried to do talented art. Um, I have three younger siblings and all of them gifted and stuff. I just love my family. So I've just been a family country girl from Louisiana. And now I'm attending college, pursuing more art. So
Awesome. So if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 20 years old. Yeah,
Wow,
that's weird
that's
saying that.
crazy. And so this is your first published illustrations, correct?
Yes, yes, it is.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Did you ever think that you would become a published illustrator so soon in your career? Like, wow, you
No, yeah, I was like really? Like, really?
right.
You? Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a major, major accomplishment. I'm sure that you're the envy of a lot of your classmates.
Yeah, they've kind of been they've been rooting me on, and they're like, okay, I want to do something now. It's like, just go for it. Just go for it. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's like opportunities are really laid out in front of people, and they don't understand. You can't just speak it. You actually have to do something in order to get to where you want to be.
yeah, that's good. That's good. What's your greatest inspiration for the art you create? I mean, we look at the pictures. I had the good fortune of being able to see the book, early release of it, and I mean the images are incredible. So what's the inspiration behind?
I would say my siblings.
Hmm,
Honestly, I just love seeing them grow up, and I really love children in general, but it's like wanting to be there for my siblings and giving them something, even though they're a little older in age now, they're like tagging along behind me.
okay.
I just, as a child, I would have liked to have had more stuff inspire me and helping
Yeah,
me grow to love myself and the way God had created me. And I want to make sure that I can inspire others. So my inspiration is really just inspiring other people and
yeah.
inspiring my siblings.
That's good. That's good. And I mean, as we've been saying most recently, representation matters, right? So it's
Yep.
amazing to see, beautiful representation like the images that are in Your Hair Is Your Crown. Tamika, where did you find Ashley? How did this marriage of talents happen?
Yeah, it is totally a God thing
Okay.
because I had already written the book. And
Wow.
as a matter of fact, I was talking to one of our mutual friends, Kino, and he was telling me about some other illustrators and stuff. And I'm like, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, I just one day remembered, I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to that girl that sent me that picture?
Wow.
And Ashley, she's so amazing. Like she took the initiative. One of our videos that was done by 60-second documentaries that actually went viral
Hmm.
on Facebook. Ashley saw it, and the little girl that was in the video, she drew a picture of her and she sent it to us. And we
Wow.
had posted it on our page and actually sent it to the mom, and they loved it. And it came back to my memory. I'm like, whatever happened to that girl that drew the picture? She did such an amazing job. And I went back to look at the post, and there she was,
Yeah.
Ashley. And so I'm just, so it was totally a God thing, like,
Okay.
that she did that,
Yes.
and that I
Yeah.
remembered her. And immediately when I look back at the picture, I said, this is the Book's Illustrator.
Nice. That's crazy. So Ashley, now what interested you in styles for kids?
Well, it was that video, like that very video. And I was like showing it to my mother. I was like, wow, this woman, she's doing a really, really good job, like helping other families. It's like, this is something
Yeah,
that really should have been done earlier on, honestly, in time and just helping other people. And I was like, oh goodness, I really love that child. Like how precious she was, like, getting her hair done. And so I was like, okay, well, I want to start something, draw it up and everything. And I used to just see whatever I saw and just draw it, honestly.
okay.
So, knowing that she came back to me through that, and I, still was following the page, just enjoying, watching all these children be so happy about
Yeah,
having their hair done. Like there is something of having yourself presentable to people and just presentable, to yourself. loving how you feel. And yeah, when she came back into contact with me, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So yeah,
Yeah.
good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So once again, for all of you that are watching, you're like, oh man, God, I see the cover. I hear them talking about it. I need to get this book, and I know you're feeling like that right now. So you can go to all online distributors nationally. It's available right now, and that's in the U.S. and Canada. You can get your soft cover copies there, and you can get autographed hardcover copies. Through stylesforkids.org, and that's styles with an S, the number 4, kids with the Z.org. Okay. So Tamika, what do you hope as people read this book, as kids read this book, as parents read this book to their kids, what do you hope that they take away?
Well, most importantly, I hope that they use it as a teaching tool to teach their kids about hair and all the stages and ages of that they're going to go through with their hair.
Mm-hmm.
And also that they would take away that natural hair is a beautiful thing, and that their kids can see positive representations of themselves in a book.
Yeah.
And that their hair is beautiful or handsome, just the
Right.
way that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff. So this is your first book, right? This is
It is. Yes.
Congratulations. It's a
So
beautiful thing.
exciting.
Congratulations. First book. Now who are some authors that inspire you? Who are some of your favorites that you kind of look up to?
Well, I'll just talk about one in particular, which is
Okay.
Gwendolyn Brooks.
Mm.
Growing up, she was someone who inspired me. I love the fact that she was actually from my neighborhood, from the south side of Chicago. Sorry, just have to get a quick shout out.
Definitely.
And I feel like writers are historians, because you're writing about a time in history or during a time in history about something that impacted you. And I just always loved when I was growing up, like reading her poems. That was something that I was just talking to a friend about. Growing up in Chicago public schools, like, Black history was all the time,
Right.
like,
Exactly.
it wasn't like, it was highlighted during Black History Month, but we always learned about those people who had impacted us in Black history, like even the man whose school I attended, Wendell Smith, was a man in history that had impacted his community. So it's something that we were always exposed to. And so because of that, I was inspired by her because she's an excellent poet who was from the south side of Chicago. And so that just really inspired me,
Yeah.
to want to be, a writer at that time. I didn't know that I wouldn't end up being a writer, but, just inspired me that I could be something great, outside of the community. And our kids, they need to see that, especially in the city of Chicago. They need to see that there are African Americans, there are people they can aspire to be, who, that they can do whatever that they want to do, which is really why she is. Yeah.
I think there's something so cool about you being an author, and especially having such an impact on so many kids, is it lets you see that there's another outlet, for their creativity, not just music or not just sports, but you can actually be an author. You can write a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's a beautiful thing, and you're an awesome example to the kids that you touch and serve. And so I commend you once again on that, and congratulations for your first book.
Yes, I'm excited, and there will be others. So
I was about to say first of many, I'm sure.
It's the first in a series.
Yeah.
About hair.
Okay. You too, Ashley. Congratulations on. I'm sure it will be the first of many. Like, I'm sure that people will see your illustrations like, who did these illustrations? I need her.
Yeah, I'm praying that through this, it really is where I'm headed in my career. So
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as I was reading the book and as I was looking through it, I was like, this is nice as a book. I was like, this would also be cool, uh, like a cartoon or something. Any
Okay.
plans to do anything like that, like to take it further than a book?
um for me, I really love animation. Like
Yeah.
animation is just one of my favorite things and stuff. And so I'm taking classes on it too.
Nice.
But in the long run, I would really love for my work to be like animated and seeing these
Okay.
things come to life. That's what one of my main goals in life are. One of my
Yeah.
achievements that I want to do. So
Okay. Cool. All right. So before we move on, I just want to ask some quick fun round questions. So first one is to you, Tamika. What's your favorite page in the book?
Okay, my favorite page. I was just talking with it about this. I actually read it on my Instagram,
Okay.
and it is this page here that Ashley so beautifully illustrated.
Wow.
And I'm going to read it. It says, "You are powerful, unique, and one of a kind. You were born with a purpose. You were put here by design." And I'm telling you, that page was really inspired by God, I feel
Yeah.
like, because I think that's something that's missing in the minds of our youth.
Hmm.
And that is that they are born with a purpose, that they were put here for a specific purpose, that they were born um, designed
Hmm.
to do something specific. And so I really wanted to communicate that in this book in a special way. And we don't want to let hair be the thing that stops us from achieving our purpose.
Right.
Because regardless of what hair you have, you still have a purpose. You still have a destiny.
Yeah.
And so that's my favorite page. I just love it. I love what it communicates. And I also love how beautifully Ashley illustrated the girl
Hmm.
standing out from the crowd, being someone who's born with a purpose and who was put here by design, and all of the beautiful crowns that she has hanging from her ears, cultural garb. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Now, speaking of Ashley's illustrations, Ashley, what is your favorite drawing in the book?
now my favorite drawing in the book, that one was like a really hard one because I enjoyed every every moment of it. Like that the pages that she actually read, those were some of she was one of my favorites to do because I felt myself through her. As you can see, my head wrap, like I love wearing my head wraps and my earrings.
Yeah.
I love, like, because it adds to my character, and I can walk around and be just proud of the way God had made me. And
Hmm.
so I would say, like, for these individual children,
Mm.
they all just look so different from each other. And I'm gonna read it, of course. You can wear your hair so many different ways. You can wear it straight, curly, short, or in braids. You moisturize it every day. Your hair is your crown. And that helped me, like, when reading these things as I was illustrating.
Hmm.
All of us are born different, as you said, with a purpose. Um, not everyone is going to look exactly alike. All of us have this unique beauty about us, and we need to recognize that and take care of our hair and love it. I mean, this hair is put on our shoulders, and when you think about the fact that God can count every hair, God knows the
Hmm.
number of every hair on your head. Like this, just knowing that's important. It's just
Yeah.
pleasing to know.
Absolutely. Now, I think I forgot to say this, but for all of you watching, if you have questions and you're in the Zoom, feel free to go ahead and type your question in the chat, and we will ask Tamika and Ashley those questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and type them in the chat, and we would love to get those answers for you. I was going to say, Tamika, that I think something beautiful about the you writing this book is, books become tradition, and so I think this is going to be awesome that your book is going to be read for generations. I just believe, and it will inspire, because maybe you're thinking right now, this generation, you're thinking the people that you serve, you're thinking, but I think that this book will live on for generations and generations. And you mentioned Gwendolyn Brooks, and you look at her work, and it's living on through so many generations. And so,
yes, it was stamped at a time in history where she communicated the difficulties that African Americans were going through in the community. And like, that is a stamp that cannot be changed.
Exactly.
So so this is a stamp on hair. So all my hairdressers out there, that cannot be changed.
Right. Exactly. So Michelle says, Ashley, you did a fantastic job on the illustrations.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you.
So you mentioned your hair wraps. I just want to know, this is getting on a personal level. What's your guys' favorite hairstyles to wear?
Ooh, I had a lot of fun. I mean, it was a couple years ago. I kind of chopped up a little bit because I was getting experimental with my hair recently. But I remember having my fro really, really big at one point, and trying to struggle to do Bantu knots. Once I got those Bantu knots, I kept it in for so long. And then after maybe a week, almost 2 weeks, I took them out, and I don't know. It was just, when that one style and you can't get it right ever again after you're doing that one style. So for me, it was Bantu knot twist out.
Okay. Tamika?
I have so many.
I was going to say, you're a pro, so.
But I would say my absolute favorite is probably what you see me wear the most, which is the 2-strand twists with natural hair. But the style that I love to do most on other people is braids. But I don't like to wear them. It's so interesting. Or it's my least favorite style to wear. And I think it's because of the heaviness of the braids.
Right.
And I like short styles, and I don't know, it's not that many braids that you can do that would be short styles other than cornrows. And because of my childhood and I have bad memories of cornrows. So my favorite style is 2-strand twist.
Okay, cool. I'm laughing because I'm a man, obviously, but back in the day when I was a little kid, I had long hair, and so I remember sitting in between my godmother's legs, getting my hair braided up. I hated. It bring back bad memories. I'm tender-headed too, so. Woo.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I remember them days. Woo.
She was struggling on your head.
Yeah, no fun. No. I'm telling you. So once again, if you are just joining us, it is the online book release for Your Hair is Your Crown with author Tamika Swint and illustrator Ashley Bailey. I believe we have a question. How long did the project take until it was published?
There's so many stages to writing a book. So, once I actually had a finished product, for me, it was like, okay, I gotta have some beautiful illustrations to go with these words.
Right.
So over the course of almost a year and a half from beginning to end.
Nice.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's a process.
I think it started.
But the good news for Ashley is there wasn't a whole lot of revisions on the art. It was just And I mean, I'm only speaking on my end because she might be like, "Girl, what you talking about?"
Okay. So because it started with my freshman year in college. So for me, through the entire freshman stuff, I'm fresh out of high school and I'm trying to understand everything. And so some things that were being asked, I was like, okay, what does this mean? And go on YouTube, look up what it means, look at what other people are doing. Ask my mother, ask my dad, ask anybody that I knew, like, what does that mean? What is my professors. I think I got on my professor's nerves too, asking them all these questions. So it really did take about a year for me to really get everything done. The revision for the revisions. I think just changing the page size when we realize, okay, this is the format that we need. So Ashley, we're gonna get you to kind of send this to us in another form. I was like, okay. But overall, it
Yeah.
was fine though. It was a really fun experience.
Awesome.
And self-publishing, I think most people need to know, is like a whole nother thing than if you go through someone who obviously is taking care of all of that for you.
Right.
It's a very different process because the book is self-published. Yeah.
Yeah. And that kind of leads me to my next point, that a lot of self-published authors don't get the launch that you're getting. Not only are we doing this evening, but coming up this Wednesday, the Chicago Public Library, like that's huge. To your first book highlighted by Chicago Public Library. And not only that, but it's being read by the mayor of Chicago. Like that's huge. That's
Yes. Woo! Thank you, Mayor Lightfoot.
Yeah, that's major. So yes, this Wednesday, 10 a.m., Mayor Lori Lightfoot will be reading Your Hair is Your Crown live on the Chicago Public Library's Facebook page for live from the library. So make sure that you tune in and support. How does that feel to have that kind of support, that kind of on your first book?
It feels great. And what really is most important to me is that others recognize how important of an issue that this is, especially for our kids, and especially for them to see positive representations of them with their hair, and that we see it done from a multicultural perspective. Like, it's so important that this issue is addressed, and it is a community that needs our support. And so I'm really, really floored by the idea that she would do this. But as an adoptive mom, I'm sure she understands how important that this is for her daughter, as well as other kids out there who are really struggling with their hair.
Nice. So how did that come about? Like that Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago.
Well, that's a good question. I still don't know all the details. I just know I got a phone call saying she was reading the book. I'm like, okay. Right. Actually, I got an email saying she had chosen the book to read. So I don't know a lot of details. I do know that the Chicago Public Library has a theme of hair for Black History Month. So they also recognize the importance of embracing natural hair, and that this is something that is important in our community. And so, because we're Styles for Kids, it opened up the opportunity for us to actually do a hair project with the library that's actually going to be on February 9th. So you don't want to miss that. We're going to be celebrating Black hair, and I'm going to be talking about some natural hair basics for people who out there who may be interested in that. But that opened up the opportunity for me to talk to them about the book. And so that is how this whole partnership has formed. And so it's just amazing to be a part of. I feel really blessed and honored to be a part of what they were already doing.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys are actually going to be interviewed by Chicago Public Library's Author Talk Live this Wednesday at 3, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. That'll be after the book reading in the afternoon.
Okay. Awesome. Ashley, how does that feel that, the book that you did the illustrations for, getting this kind of launch, this kind of support from the mayor of Chicago and Chicago Public Library, like third largest market, like this kind of push is crazy?
Honestly, I'm just really taken aback and amazed. Like, I really didn't know of myself getting that far like this far with my work. And it's like I can only thank God that I'm just able to share my talent with other people. And I really hope and pray that I inspire others to just, you know, go for what they want, to love how they look, and appreciate themselves. I'm honestly just like really, really excited about it. I'm not even, I really think I'm getting on everyone's nerves, because like my roommate was like, you guys, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? And my parents are really supportive and everything. So it's just all really amazing.
Okay. And actually, I have a question to you, for you, from Michelle McDaniel. And she asked, was this the first illustration you've done? And where do you see yourself going from here?
Yes, this is actually my first illustration project. And I'm continuing working on other art, getting my website up, and hopefully some projects in the future will lead me to where I want to be with animations. Hopefully some comics. I don't know where that's headed right now, but if God says the same, I will be working on some comic books,
Yeah.
like a young adult series. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Have you always, have you always been one that draws? Like, when did this start for you? When did you start drawing? When did you find out that you had a talent in it?
Um, there was this competition years ago, and I can't even really remember the name of it. The dentist, they were doing a little competition for children to do a poster design, and it was a plaque attack thing. And so I drew this toothbrush with this toothpaste bottle, and I can't really think of exactly how it went about in this tooth, this plaque with plaque all over him. And I just remember like loving doing that project, and the way the characters, I just realized, I was like, okay, I really love character designing. And I would
Mhm.
get into realism, and just multiple forms of art. And then I came right back to this. At one point I stopped drawing because I didn't think I was going to actually get where a lot of other people were. But after certain, like some TV shows would come out, and I would see every now and then a character that looks like me, which is really rare. Like there's not a lot of representation. I mean, of course now it's getting out there, and I think this is like something that's becoming known, like, okay, we need more representation. But when I saw characters that looked more like me growing up, I was like, okay, wait, that actually looks fun. And I
Yeah.
continued to pursue my art and practiced every day. I would just sketch in class, one of those doodlers who was actually not paying attention at all. But yes, I progressed in my work, and I'm just continuing doing what I love doing.
Awesome. What would you say? Well, I guess I asked this to both of you, but what would you say to someone who, like you, has a dream, has an idea, has a passion? Because Tamika, you could have just been like, oh, that's a good idea. I could do that, but just continued with the program and continued, with doing hair and things like that. But you stepped out on faith and you actually, you know, brought that vision to fruition. What would you say to somebody who's maybe considering doing something, like whether it's writing a book or starting a podcast or whatever it may be? What would you say? What would your encouragement be to them?
The only thing I can think of that comes to the forefront of my mind is that action produces faith. Like I never, I don't just sit back and say, well, I'm just thinking about it. It's like, well,
Mhm.
what action steps can I take that's going to move me a little bit closer to my goal? Like nothing happens without action. Nothing happens without a plan.
Right.
So you got to write it down and then you got to take action steps. But I think that one of the things that we've lost, just in general, because of life, because of the coronavirus, because of financial challenges, because of
Mhm.
physical challenges, because of everything that comes at us, right? We lose sight of our dreams. And so we just assume that it's just something out there that just happens to certain people. But the reality is that your dreams can happen to you as long as you have a plan and you take action steps. And then sometimes there are challenges along the way. I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't have a challenge. But the question is the challenge going to overtake me, or am I going to overtake the challenge?
Yeah.
And so I've never been afraid to ask questions. So what you don't know, you can find. And you got to surround yourself with people who think like you. That is probably the most important thing. You cannot surround yourself with people who steal the dream.
Yeah.
But people who are going to encourage you and motivate you and keep you focused on the thing that you want to do. And I thank God for all of my friends. I have the best friends in the world. I mean, they have always encouraged me and supported me. And my husband, who's been wonderful, there'll be days I go home and I'm like, I'm done. This is not working. And he'd be like, well, go to bed, get some sleep, and let's talk about it tomorrow, So
yeah.
So I'm telling you, you can do anything. And I tell you what motivates me also are people out there who are living their dreams. And there are so many people out there who are really having impact, who's making a difference in the world. And it's because they made a decision. And that decision was that they were going to keep doing the same thing until the results came. So I just encourage everybody out there to do the same thing.
That's good. What about you, Ashley?
And if it never comes, guess what? I love 50 Cent. He said, what? Get rich or die trying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At least you died doing something you were passionate about.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So like if faith without works is dead. I mean, if you're not making an effort to actually do what you want to do, you're not going to see yourself move. And it's okay to it is scary. It is scary actually trying to go out and put yourself out there. Yes. But you have to remember, if it's not for you, there will be doors put in front of you and you will realize, okay, this is not what I was meant to do. Because there's been a couple of things I've been blessed to try different things and experience basketball, but just a bunch of other things. And all those doors closed for me because there's okay, Ashley, you can't, you're not doing that right now. And I was like, okay. And going back to what, just something that I've had with me since I was younger. And honestly, I wasn't going to get anywhere with my art. I was scared of how everybody was going to view the type of art that I like to do. And I was always worried about other people's approval. But when you get to a point where you like what you produce, you like where God has you, and you're making those efforts to get better and use your talents. Don't just bury them and hide them away. Just grow and experience stuff. I mean, my teacher was telling me, you guys have to put your work out there, and you really have to put yourself out there. I would not have been recognized had I not had that obsession with drawing every single thing I saw pop up on my screen. And honestly, it's something so small, but it set off something that is actually helping impact the community. And other people are getting inspired by it. Other people are seeing okay, I can do this, I can do that. And you really can do it. Saying you can't all the time, which I had a lot of problems saying I can't. And my mother hates that. She's like, stop saying you can't, stop saying you can't. And you're not getting anywhere if you really keep feeding yourself these words, because words are powerful. If you keep telling yourself these things, you're not going to get anywhere with it. But when you start speaking words of life, and you speak life into your life, not death, then you will see something grow.
Yeah. And speaking of your work, Ashley, where can people go to see more of your work? Speaking of getting it out there and things like that, because I mean, you're clearly phenomenal. So if we want to see more of your work, where can we go?
Oh, well, right now I just have an Instagram page up. It's called Alley Cat Designed. And as I stated earlier, currently I am building my website. It will be alleycatdesign.com, and I will be announcing it on my Instagram when that time comes. And email is the same, allycat at gmail.com.
Okay.
Follow her on Instagram, you guys.
Now, Tamika, earlier
There's some
you talked.
phenomenal things coming from this young lady. I just know
Oh man, I'm telling you, for this
Yes.
to be the first is
Yes, it's amazing.
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Now, Tamika, earlier we were talking about Styles for Kids, and you said that it was now going international and actually having an impact internationally.
Yes.
How is that? How is that going to work? Are you going to train people virtually?
Mhm.
Travel?
Yeah.
Which
So it's already happening.
okay, okay,
We've had a mom in South Africa. We've had a mom in Germany come to our virtual trainings, and the
nice.
word is getting out.
Wow.
So it's just exciting to see families from other countries now coming onto our virtual trainings and really learning.
Mhm.
Because I know that was the one thing that, when coronavirus first hit, I'm like, they need to be able to touch the hair and feel the hair. Like we got to be in person, and so it's just amazing to see that we've been able to structure the training in such a way that people are still seeing it and understanding the concept and being able to grasp it and
Yeah.
do it at home. So
Right.
our plan is to focus on continuing to do the virtual trainings. And then as that grows, then we feel that opens up an opportunity for us to actually go to those countries and do trainings. We've
Yeah.
had someone reach out to us from Rwanda who wanted us to come, and even Asia. So we're excited about the opportunity to go and serve families in other countries. And we do see that as being something that we would like to do in the coming years.
Mhm. That's awesome. Yeah, I like I said, I'm surprised that nobody ever thought of the work that you do, till now. So for you to be the person that's doing it,
Yes.
glow.
And there are a few others.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there are a few others, but
Okay.
the exciting thing is that we want to build this in community. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were the first, but we want to see it in every community, and that this is a real need that people then we want people to join us is what I'm
Yeah.
saying, so that we can get the training into other local communities and see more hands working together. We can do more versus just one person.
Right.
So I'm excited about the opportunity to work with other volunteers who want to help get this mission into their communities.
Okay. Now, speaking of getting it out there, we know that work like this takes finances. So, from what I understand, at least part of the proceeds from Your Hair Is Your Crown is going to.
Yes,
Is that correct?
supports the programs of Styles for Kids.
Okay.
And this is good work, you guys. It is needed work, and it takes money.
Yeah.
And so we're just excited. Styles for Kids is a nonprofit organization, meaning that we do have a social mission, and our social mission is to provide these resources and services and education for families in these communities. Um, and I'm so grateful for every donor out there who has partnered with us to make sure that we can be here to serve the families that come. You guys have no idea the impact that you're having, but I invite every person out there who feels connected to this mission to join the effort. We do have a $375,000 goal this year. And so we're just believing, that there are people out there who are going to jump on board and say, I want to be a part of getting this mission into communities and countries at this point
Right.
where there are families and kids who need this education. And I mean, you guys, I cannot over communicate enough how much there is a desperate need. The emails that we get and the phone calls that we get and the parents we get who come in here and who come onto the training, they literally, some of them have no other option. And so for us to be able to take that family and be able to have the impact that we're having is just phenomenal. So thank you so much for considering support of this organization. All donations to the organization are tax deductible.
Awesome. Now, in addition to supporting the book, which once again, cover copies are available and live right now online at all national bookstore retailers in the U.S. and Canada, and you can also get an autographed hardcover copy through the website stylesforkids.org. How can people support through donations? Where can they go?
Yeah, they can go to Styles for Kids. So they'll go to Styles for Kids. That's Styles with an S, as you said earlier, the number 4 and Kids with a Z. And as part of the book promotion, you will also get one of these beautiful Your Hair is Your Crown t-shirts. You just want to indicate which size that you would like for your kid to have. And then also one of these beautiful posters that actually has a line from the book. It says, your hair is part of your heritage, your culture, and your identity. And it's actually the back cover that was beautifully illustrated by Ashley. Your hair is your crown. So that comes along with the package. And that will be actually running through Black History Month. So we hope that with your support of Styles for Kids, you'll be able to get this beautifully illustrated book into the hands of your child. Everyone loves it. So it's a great tool, you guys. So I hope that you'll get it.
Definitely. Now, before we get out of here, we had a raffle, or we had a giveaway of some books.
Yes, and we did have a small change because the participants have to be here on the live. So if you register and you are actually on the YouTube live, if you could type your name in now so that we know you are actually here for this event, and then we'll get that information over to Kino. So I will just give them a couple of minutes to type their names in if they're on the YouTube live.
Cool.
Okay, I think we have 2 winners. We had a lot of people who registered, but hey Kim, we see you. She said Kim Johnson is here. She's so cute. I love it.
All right, so as far as the winners, okay.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to send those over to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is it?
The other one is Olivia Johnson.
Okay.
Okay. So we have our 2 winners.
Well, who's the other person? What's the other person?
Kim Johnson.
Oh.
Kim Johnson and Olivia Johnson.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
I know, that's so funny.
All right, and the winner of their very own Your Hair is Your Crown book, drum roll, we have Olivia Johnston. Congratulations, Olivia Johnston. You have won, Olivia Johnston. And our second winner is Kim Johnson.
Yay, Kim!
Johnson. Kim
She let us
Johnson.
know she was here.
So we got Johnston and Johnson this evening. So Olivia Johnston, congratulations to you, and Kim Johnson, congratulations to you. It's a beautiful thing. So you have won a copy of Your Hair is Your Crown by Tamika Swint and Ashley Bailey with illustrations. So congratulations. So do you have any final parting words, you two? Before
I'll let Ashley go first. What's your parting words for everybody?
Just thank you everybody so much for the support. You know, this is like just me getting started. I'm only, seeing where God is taking me. I'm almost finished with college. I'm getting through it. And I really just hope and pray everyone can continue to support me as I go through this journey at such a young age. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for interviewing us. This was really a fun experience. Yeah, just thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. And once again, before you and where can people find you online right now?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at alleycatdesigned, and same thing with my email. And as I said, I'll be announcing when I have a website up, and you can make orders or anything like that for any work that you want.
Okay, awesome. And to me,
Yes. I want to say to everyone out there that your hair is your crown. And no matter what stage that your hair is at, that it is beautiful, it makes you unique, and it makes you who you are, and it needs to be embraced at every age. I know some of us women are like, my hair's turning gray and I gotta color it all up. But there's a beauty in your hair turning gray. There's a beauty in all of the stages and seasons of hair that we go through, even hair loss. Guess what? We can experiment with wigs now. So I just want to encourage everyone out there that no matter what stage that you're at, just embrace where you are. And I hope that this book will be inspirational to you.
Yes.
And I do want to say to Ashley, thank you so much for doing an amazing job on these illustrations. I just knew from the beginning that you were the right person to do it, and you did an amazing job on it. And I really, really want to say thank you.
Thank you very much. Just thank you for the opportunity and for reaching out to me. And yeah, I really do pray that this is an inspiration to a lot of young children. I really want you to love the way you were created. Have fun with your hair. If you want it blonde, if you want it purple, yeah. Look, I had my hair purple for a couple of times to match my basketball outfit. And honestly, it was the highlight of that basketball season. It is fun to just experiment and just see what you can do with it, and see what kind of styles you can do. It really is fun, and it adds to who you are. It really does.
Yes.
sweet. Well, if that's it, then you ready to?
You guys, you got to check out Keno's show on Friday.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you allowing me to be the moderator this evening, Tamika. And but yeah, you can check me out every Friday night from 6 to 10 p.m. on radio station Rejoice 102.3 in Chicago. If you're not in Chicago, or even if you are, I'd say the best way to listen to the station is download our app. So you can go to the App Store and search Rejoice 102 and download it, and you can listen from anywhere in the world.
All right.
I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, thank you, you guys. Go get your copy of the book. Get the word out, you guys. And I'm just so excited. And also mention that you like to have it in your local library. So we want to try to get the word out to libraries to get this resource in your libraries for our kids. Thank you. Oh, and it's Black History Month. Support Black authors. Support Black illustrators. Please buy the books. Support Black businesses. Yes. Please. It's Black History Month. Let's just spread the love. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.